y'all, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to come in and talk to you guys about the whole Chris Brown, Michael Jackson AMA performance thing, and I just wanted to give my little 2 cents on what I think about it. So as we all know, Chris Brown was supposed to perform at the AMAs for the 40th. No, I'm not the 40th, sorry. The 20th anniversary of one of the best-selling albums of all time, which is Thriller by Michael Jackson. And so Chris Brown was asked to perform, to do a tribute for that, for Michael Jackson. However, at the last minute, they decided to pull the performance by Chris Brown, and Chris Brown didn't perform. So there was a lot of backlash in regards to that, and so because of that, they had to come out and say why they chose not to go with Chris Brown at the last minute. Mind you, all of the practice that he put into that with the dancers and everything, so all that time just completely wasted. But their excuse was basically Michael Jackson on allegations of, inappropriate behavior with children, which he was never convicted of. He won his court cases in regards to those allegations, and yet and still, they're still trying to stain his name. And then also with Chris Brown, the whole thing with Rihanna. But Chris Brown wasn't the focus, really. Their main objective was to not honor the king of pop, Michael Jackson. And so that's what I want to focus on, is Michael Jackson, and get my 2 cents on it in regards to this. So the reason why I believe that they did not want Michael Jackson honored at the AMAs for the 20th anniversary of Thriller is because they are trying to erase Michael Jackson, all his hard work, his legacy, and erase the title of King of Pop that Michael Jackson has held. No one has ever replaced him, nor will they, but they are trying to, pay attention people, they are trying to replace Black, regardless of how he looked with his skin condition, vitiligo. He is not a white man, he is a Black man. They are trying to erase that Black man's legacy and trying to now say that Harry Styles is the new king of pop. Really? So that's why I think that they did not want Chris Brown to honor him, so we could forget about Michael Jackson, because they're trying to replace him as the king of pop with Harry Styles. So they want to replace that Black man with the white man. Kind of what they did with Elvis Presley by giving him the king of rock and roll title, where if you research or if you know anything about Black music, you know the original king of rock and roll was none other than Chuck Berry. However, Elvis came along, stole all his stuff, stole his dance moves, stole his swag, stole Black people's swag, and they put him as the king of rock and roll. And people don't even know Chuck Berry or know that Chuck Berry was the original king of rock and roll. And if you ask me, that's what they're trying to do with Michael Jackson, have a new king of pop. But I don't think it's going to happen. Michael Jackson is solidified. There is no man nobody walking this earth can top Michael Jackson. I don't care. Like, no. And we as a people should not let it happen, should not let it go down. We are not going to have them try to replace Michael Jackson as the king of pop with some new dude named Harry Styles, who didn't put in the work that Michael Jackson did that didn't have the same work ethic as Michael Jackson. And some people just think Michael Jackson was just an entertainer. No, Michael Jackson did hella philanthropy work. I probably said it wrong. Please forgive me. Donated tons of money, worked with tons of kids, and then they want to try to put them allegations on him. Michael Jackson loved kids. I don't think he would ever hurt a child. And I think they used that to try to mess up his legacy. The media crucified that man in the media, made fun of the way he looked, and all calling him wacko, jacko, all that shit. And you don't think all that stuff played a toll on his mental health and the way he looked at himself in a mirror and contributed to not only the trauma that he had as a child from his upbringing from his father, but we're not going to get into that, but like the body dysmorphia, all that other stuff, and you still did not break that man. Y'all still did not break him, no matter how y'all tried to ruin him, no matter how y'all took his kindness, the love and kindness that he held for children, y'all tried to vilify that. And y'all, what I think is, y'all was just projecting your own nasty dealings with kids and tried to put that on that man, who y'all think is something sick about a man being loving and genuine and tapping into that inner child, never losing that inner child. And y'all tried to vilify him and use that against him. Not only that, Michael Jackson, not only was he a powerful entertainer, but he was smart as hell, strategic as all hell, and they didn't like that. They just wanted a black man to shuck and jive and do what they say and da-da-da-da-da. They didn't want to see no black man in power or no black man exert that power. So what did they do? They isolated him from his family, kept him drugged up, and in the end, they took him out. And now what they're trying to do is continue to vilify him in the media with those lies of him doing something inappropriate with children, which he was acquitted of. And you still want to go with this narrative and not have Chris Brown perform to honor him because y'all want to put up this new white man as the king of pop, and it's not going to happen. Sorry, it's not. And not to mention, he bought the Beatles catalog. He had so much power. Like, he even owned some of Eminem's catalog. So he was just too smart. And then not only that, he was trying to wake people up to put them on to the music, like the evilness behind the music business and music companies. And remember his whole speech against Sony, and who's the guy that runs Sony? Was it Tony Mottola or something like that? His whole speech against them. And so that man had too much power, so they decided to eliminate him since none of the other efforts worked. You couldn't tarnish his name in the media, although you still got some people who foolishly think Michael Jackson actually did something to them kids when their stories don't even line up. The parents admitted they was lying, and what they did was they saw an opening, like they do with most successful people, found out what their weakness was and used it against them and turned it into something negative so they could ruin their legacy, or so they could always have a stain on their legacy when you mention them. So just look at any famous entertainer that the music industry wanted to get rid of or wanted to silence. They brought up some fake allegations and tried to use it against them. And for some people it worked, and for some it didn't. But those who were intelligent enough to try to speak up and warn the people about it, they eliminated those people. And it's not a conspiracy theory. It's facts. But most people are sheep, so they're not going to believe it. But yeah, that's my take on it, is they don't want to honor Michael Jackson because they're trying to eliminate his legacy and prop up this new Harry Styles as the king of pop and eliminate Michael Jackson as the king of pop. But we as a people, we need to step in and let them know you're not doing that. You're not finna Chuck Berry Michael Jackson, okay? He is the king of pop and will ever be the king of pop. And ain't nobody walking this earth, dead or alive, got nothing on that man. He been in the business since he was 10 years old, all the way up to his 50s when y'all decided to delete him. So, like I said, my belief is they're trying to post up Harry Styles as the new king of pop. Y'all can't let that fly. Michael Jackson dedicated his whole entire life to this, and we cannot let them ruin his legacy. That's it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Peace.